To Knowledge Byte. In today's lecture, we will discuss what is the basic difference between procedure oriented programming and object oriented programming. Okay, what do you mean by procedure oriented programming? A program that written in a procedural language is a list of instructions where each of the statements tells that computer to do the task. That means a procedure oriented programming is a set of instructions written which is only focused on the logic to write a code and find the output. When these codes grows longer and longer, that it is divided or subdivided into some sections or modules. Those modules are known as procedures or functions. Okay, what are the key features of procedure oriented programming? First of all, this programming language codes are subdivided into smaller parts or modules. Those are known as functions. Okay, so these programs are based on means focusing on functions only, not on the data. Importantly, its focus is on functions, so data integrity is not there. Then, so as the data integrity is not there, again, hiding of data or security of data is very less security, then it is focusing on function. Next point is code reusability. In this type of programming there is no code reusability actually. Okay, the most important part in this type of programming is what it is top down approach. Okay, what do you mean by top down approach? Top down approach is actually known as stepwise approach, where a bigger program comes to the end by some subdivisional parts. Means in this program, the programmer first focus on the global section, that is main function, then it is subdivided into other functions. Okay, likewise, so it is what is the difficulties in procedure oriented programming? The difficulties are it focuses on function rather than the data, so loss of data integrity, no code reusability, the length of application increases, so it causes the slow performance also. Code maintenance and enhancements are difficult because देखो, जब हम कोड को reusable नहीं कर सकते हैं तो सेम चीज को हमको बार बार करना है, तो हमको क्या करना पड़ेगा, सेम चीज को रिपीटेडली लिखना पड़ेगा. So it is very difficult to maintain and enhance it. हाँ, there is no option for exception handling in procedure oriented programming. For example, one of the procedure oriented programming language is C. In C we cannot have any exception handling technique. That is a demerit here. Okay, so these are the disadvantages of procedure oriented programming. Now, what do you mean by object oriented programming? Object oriented programming is the approach where programmer focuses on the data rather than the logic. Means देखो, पहले क्या होता था, पहले हम functions पे या logic पे focus करते थे. In this type of programming, means in object oriented programming, we are focusing on the data. What actually happens, what do you mean by object? Object is a bundle of data and associated functions. Both are equally, means make a bundle. The data can be accessed by only those functions which are associated only. So in this case that is a bundle, and that bundle is known as object. Okay, the object oriented programming only focuses on the data rather than the logic. Okay, what are the features? प्रोग्राम इज डिवाइडेड इन द पार्ट्स कॉल्ड एज ऑब्जेक्ट. जैसे आपका प्रोसीड्यूर ओरिएंटेड में फंक्शन होता था, यहाँ पे ऑब्जेक्ट है. ओके, व्हाट इज द इम्पोर्टेंस? Importance is given to the data rather than the procedure oriented procedures or functions. Okay, यहाँ पे और क्या है? The approach is bottom up approach. What do you mean by bottom up approach? टॉप डाउन अप्रोच में क्या होता था? हम ग्लोबल से मीन्स जनरल से स्पेसिफाइड आते थे. मेन फंक्शन देन comes down to the some smaller functions and smaller functions. In bottom up approach, what we actually do, first create the object, then the class, means class, object, their associated functions, means smaller parts, then combine them, then create the main function and total code. Okay, as we discussed, each data is associated with its functions. Okay, so those functions which are associated with the data can only access the data. But here देखिए, in procedure oriented programming क्या होता था? There is data. Okay, those data are known as global data. Okay, these are known as global data. Sorry, these are known as just a second. Yeah, these are known as global data. These data can be accessed by multiple number of functions, and each function can modify those data. So we cannot have the exact value or proper value for each documents or each values. Okay, but in case of object oriented programming, what is the thing? Data integrity is actually saved. Data integrity is actually saved. Sorry. Here we can get the data integrity because data and functions are associated. No other function rather than those functions can access that data. Fine. What else is there here? There another feature is there, access specifier. Means we can specify which are public data or public functions, which are private, which are protected. We will come to those topics later on our next videos. Okay. What do you mean by code reusability? In object-oriented features, we can have the feature of code reusability. Means writing one code once, we can reuse it multiple times. Okay. Here another feature is there, data hiding. Yeah, in the bundle, when we are getting bundle means object. Object is the outer or the real world data. Our real data is a bundle inside the bundle or encapsulated with that bundle named as object. One can overload both the function as well as the operator in object-oriented programming. Okay, that's a good option. What do you mean by overload? Having same name and a different work culture. Let's say I have one function known as area. That function sometimes find the area of a box, sometimes find the area of a circle, sometimes it is for rectangle, some for triangle. So the name is fixed, that is area. That area function can find area of any type of data I have mentioned. Okay, that is called overloading a function. What do you mean overload of objects? Sorry, overload of operators. Let's say I have one operator that is addition, that is plus, binary plus. When I am mentioning it for integer, it is adding two integral values. Whereas when I am adding it for two strings, it concatenate two strings and make it third string, which is the resultant of first string and second string. Okay, these are the key features we can discuss or best part of the object-oriented programming. Let's discuss what are the features of object-oriented programming. First is object. Yes, we have discussed what is object little bit. That is a bundle which is collection of both the data and its associated functions. What is class? Class is actually not like means class and object are replica. Object holds the memory space, means object we can in general term we can discuss like object. Let's say this is just a minute. Data type space variable. Okay, data type and variable. What do you mean by data type and variable? Class is data type and object is variable. Hope the concept is clear because variable holds the memory space, data type allocates which type of data is. Both are similar in structure, but some takes means object takes memory, whereas class does not take any memory space. Okay, those are key features. Object and class. So class is also same structure which represents it is a collection of data whether as well as the functions. Okay, what do you mean by data? Again, third feature is data hiding and encapsulation. As we discussed in object oriented programming, the key feature is object. Object is the outer bundle which is a collection of real data, means primitive data, and associated function. That is, it is encapsulation which encapsulate or abstract the data. Both are the same features. Data hiding and encapsulation are related. Okay, we will come to it later on. Okay, what do you mean by inheritance? It is nothing but the code reusability. We are reusing same code several times by the feature of inheritance. Next is polymorphism, means one thing one matter can be converted to several forms, just like water. We can put it in a glass, on bottle, on a bowl. It takes different forms. Okay. Same way, for example, polymorphism we can discuss with operator overloading and function overloading too. Then it is dynamic binding. Dynamic binding is something we will discuss on later lectures, which is related with both inheritance as well as polymorphism. Okay, dynamic binding is a collection of both inheritance and polymorphism. Okay, next is message passing. Message passing is nothing but passing data message from one class object to another. Okay, these are the key features, and these features we will discuss within the due course of time of this object oriented programming lecture videos. Okay, so in this today's lecture we have discussed what do you mean by procedure oriented programming, what do you mean by object oriented programming. Then we have discussed what do you mean by what are the basic features of data hiding and so on. If you like the video, you can like, share and subscribe. In our next lecture we will discuss how to write object oriented programming using C++. Till then, thank you.